Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Pam, and this is Green Living for Real Life, where I do the research so you don't have to, and we keep it simple enough to actually stick. Today, we're talking about something that's sitting under most of our kitchen sinks right now, cleaning products. And I want to share something that shifted the way I think about this completely. I used to assume that if a product was on the shelf at the grocery store, it must be safe to use in my home, around my kids and pets. I mean, someone must have checked, right? Turns out that's not really how it works. And once I understood that, I couldn't unknow it. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what I learned and what I actually do now, because it doesn't require a complete overhaul of your cleaning routine, just a few smarter choices. So let's start with the waste side of this, because this is something I didn't really think about at all before. But did you know that 60 million plastic bottles end up in landfills every single day? Not year, every single day. So most of those bottles aren't recyclable and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But the waste problem is actually the easier part to solve. And I'll get into that in just a minute. The bigger issue for me as a mom is what's actually in those bottles. And here's something that genuinely surprised me. The FDA doesn't regulate cleaning products. And while the EPA does require active disinfectants and some chemicals of known concern to be listed on the label, most of the ingredients in your everyday cleaning products don't have to be disclosed at all. So we've been led to believe that if it's on the shelf, it's been vetted and approved. But the reality is there are chemicals in many household cleaners, things like phthalates and triclosan and others, that haven't been fully studied for long-term effects. What we do know is that repeated exposure to some of these chemicals can build up in the body over time. And combinations of different chemicals in household cleaners can actually be more dangerous than any single ingredient on its own. Some effects can show up quickly, like headaches, dizziness, skin irritation, respiratory issues. Others are longer term, effects on immune function, thyroid hormones, even mood and memory. And it doesn't just affect us. When these chemicals go down the drain, they can build up in our waterways in ways that water treatment can't fully remove, causing real harm to wildlife and vegetation. I'm not sharing this to alarm you. I'm sharing it because once I understood it, I wanted to make some smarter choices. And it turns out those choices are actually pretty simple. So here's how I think about choosing safer cleaners. It's like 3 steps, and none of them require you to become an expert. So step 1 is stop assuming that what's on the shelf is safe. This sounds obvious, but it's actually the most important mindset shift. It's exactly like deciding to eat healthier. You don't just assume everything at the grocery store is good for you. You start paying attention to ingredients and labels, and same thing here. Once you make that mental shift, the rest becomes a lot easier. So, step 2 is to use a trusted resource instead of guessing. And this is where I do the looking for you, because the research is already out there. You just need to know where to find it. So, my 2 go to resources are the Environmental Working Group, or EWG, and the EPA Safer Choice Program. The EWG has a free Healthy Cleaner database at ewg.org that rates cleaning products from A to F based on their ingredients, safety data, and environmental impact. So it rates each ingredient individually and gives the product an overall grade. They also have an app called EWG Healthy Living, which is really useful when you're standing in the cleaning aisle at the store trying to figure out what to get. The EPA Safer Choice Program is a little bit different. Instead of giving grades, it lists products that have met their safety standards. So if a product is listed there, you know it's passed a level of security. So I use both, EWG for the grade and the detail, EPA Safer Choice as like an additional confirmation. So step 3 is to create a go-to list of safe cleaners that actually works for your life. And this is the step that most people skip, and it's the one that makes everything else stick. Because if you don't have a list that you trust, you'll either keep buying the same old thing out of habit or spend 20 minutes in the cleaning aisle every time feeling overwhelmed. Your go-to list should be products that are rated highly for safety and easy for you to actually buy. It means either at stores you already shop at or easy to order online. Not special trips, not complicated. So now there are 2 directions you can go here. Option 1 is reduce waste and toxins with refillable products. These are brands that send you concentrated solutions and tablets, and you refill a glass or a reusable bottle each time. So you're not throwing away a plastic bottle every few weeks. Brands like Blueland, Branch Basics, Cleancult, and Meliora all fall into this category. They're generally rated well by the EWG, and several are listed with EPA Safer Choice. These tend to cost a little more upfront, but save money over time and create significantly less plastic waste. Option 2 is to start with safer store-bought alternatives. If refillable systems feel like too much of a leap right now, that's totally fine. There are products at mainstream stores like Target, Walmart, your grocery store that are highly rated by EWG and very easy to find. I've done the research and I have a list for you if you want somewhere to start without having to figure it out all yourself, and I'll link it below. And here's my honest take. I don't think you need to throw everything under your sink away today and start fresh. That would actually be pretty wasteful and overwhelming. So what I do is I use what I have and then I replace it with a better option when it runs out. That's it. It's slowly swapping over time, no drama. The one exception is if something is actively concerning, like if you're using a spray cleaner around your kids every day that has a really poor EWG rating, it's worth swapping sooner rather than later. So I started with my kitchen counter spray because that's what I use most. I found one I liked that was easy to buy and rated well. Done. Then I did the dish soap, then the bathroom cleaners, one at a time over several months. That's generally how this works in a real family with real life happening around you. So here's your one action from today's episode. Look up one cleaning product you regularly use on the EWG Healthy Cleaner database at ewg.org. Just one. See what grade it gets, and that's it for today. If the grade surprises you, good. Now you know. And when it runs out, you can replace it with something better. By the way, if you haven't grabbed my real life mom's guide to green kitchen habits yet, the link is in the show notes. It's 20 simple green kitchen habits, including choosing safer cleaning products that are totally doable. None of them are extreme. And next week, we're going to be talking about spring cleaning without having to dump everything in the landfill. So until then, have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.